When a hentai tries to be complicated sometimes, it can be done right and it can be done wrong. Well, actually like regular anime as well. And sometimes when you look around, you notice one thing. Human beings can be very stupid. And you noticed another thing. When they are very stupid, they can literally destroy the world. With both points I mentioned in your head, let's take a look at Elle. Elle tells a story in a not so distant future. Around 2030, humankind was of course stupid enough to destroy itself as a result of a nuclear war. Now only a few still exist and try to fight for the survival of the human race in one single new constructed city. Elle is part of the police that fights against the bad guys called Black Widow. But no matter what happens there, Elle herself is part of a scientist's program. This sounds interesting enough, I would say. Elle sadly just has 2 episodes, and ultimately that's what somewhat destroys the Hentai, since the story was a bit too complicated for its own good. But if it had around 4 episodes or something like that, this could have been one great hentai. Still, the idea is a good one, and at parts the execution is good. It falls apart because only a few essential explanations are there, but others aren't. Especially when it comes to some characters. Example, they mention the name Joe, but we don't get the chance to know who or what Joe is. But the finish is actually an interesting twist to the whole hentai that actually works well in that world. And no, I will not dare to spoil it here, but let's just say some people are literally playing God. Maybe this hentai was supposed to get more episodes, who knows? But in the end the budget only could bring us 2 episodes. Sad actually. People who know me, but nobody knows me, they know that I prefer the more old school style of animation and design. That's exactly what we get here. So if you are not a fan of that, then Elle is probably not for you. Sure, you have your typical mistakes like forgetting to animate Elle's pantyhose or some weird shaped body parts at times, but in the end of the day those are minor mistakes that shouldn't stop your enjoyment. If you are not that picky. Elle looks like something from the 90s and I love it, being from the animation or even the sound. Even though it is from 2001, like the previous one I looked into called Hime Goto. The fun is fun. Let's go with this. You want Yuri? You have it here. You want some weird toys? You have it here. You want rape? You have it here. Heck, they even go beyond that. You won't see here just simply rape. You'll see here literally sexual torture. Sure, there are hentai with sexual torture that make Elle look like a child's play. But if that still is your alley, then here you go. Actual one-on-one fun, you know, the normal consent kind, only happens once, and that is the very first act. In the end of the day, if you want a hentai that has more to show and to tell than just sex, then Elle could be it. Not the best example of a hentai with a story, but still an interesting one.